Hello and welcome back to Critical Rocket. Today we're going to be having a look at War of the Vikings for the third time now. As you would have seen in my skirmisher video, this one is going to be primarily focusing on the melee class of the Warrior and the Champion class. I'm using the Viking one, as you can see there. And here we are, it's another conquest map. It's a different one this time, much more close quarters. This is taking place inside a small village. We're going to be moving from the local foundry, taking the mead hall, the all-important mead hall, and then trying to push the enemy out of their territory. As you can see with the warrior class, they're quite broad, they're stout, compared to the skirmisher, who looks kind of thin and nimble. I'm using a sword here with some throwing knives and a shield. And yeah, I get attacked pretty early on here. Oh no, down I go. Yep, we go for some. I'm gonna get back in there. I'm gonna be taking some heads. You know, I'm gonna be making some widows for this one. These Saxons aren't gonna get away with that. Sometimes the spawn can be quite long. Depends on the server, obviously. The respawn timer can sometimes be generous and other times quite bad. Now, when you sprint, at least as a warrior, when you've got your shield, he puts his shield up, which is quite nice because it prevents you from getting knocked over by arrows from direct shots, obviously. There we go. The fight's still going in the mead hall, but it looks like we've pushed him out. I go after this guy. Yeah, you know, he's a bit dodgy. Ooh. See, that's the sort of agile fighter maneuver being taken into account. That you can zip it to the side, jump backwards, you stab a guy right in the throat. You can do pretty good damage with that. There's a guy using the spear. Obviously, range can sometimes be key in a one-on-one fight. Not so good when you've got multiple people. This map's quite nice as well. There's a few different routes you can take. There's a bit of verticality. It's good for skirmishers who want to support either defensively or offensively. But most of the fighting takes place in that sort of main route going down into the foundry area anyway. Again, there we go. As it says, take the foundry. Yeah, I like the fact the Vikings have an angry woman shouting at them, as you always imagine them all sort of like, oh, okay, yeah, sorry. It's almost like the angry wives or shield maidens of the Vikings sort of shouting at them and trying to get them to work harder. Whereas the Saxon one just has some bloke just going, they're taking the mead hall. I don't know. There's something I don't know, a bit more sort of fun about having the female Viking voiceover there for their team being the announcer of what's going on. Now, I've just spotted this guy. This map's interesting. You may have seen earlier there were boards across there with an axe showing that you can't go, but once the mead hall's taken, it opens up the sides, so players from the losing team can flank and try and get in from different sides. And me and this other fellow spot him, and this is quite a fight. I don't know what happens to the guy who was helping me. I think he must get wounded, and he just decides to forget it, and leaves it down to me and this guy to have an epic one-on-one mano-a-mano battle, and I managed to win that one. Yeah, go on, yeah. The knockdown, 50 XP. Yeah, as you can see though, the attacking team, they can't get up there, so they just have to go through the main route. But at least the other team get a sort of alternate attack path. As you see, there's a few ways round, and the foundry is dead ahead through that little doorway. This is a building that's been damaged in the fighting. Oh, I cut his head off. Oh, that's one of the most satisfying kills you can have in this game. Just everything, it's like a perfect storm of elements coming together, and you just cleave that guy's head off. Instant kill, bonus XP. It looks so good. Yes, axe v sword here. Axe v sword. Axe v sword. Here we go. Oh, come on. Can I get him? No. Yeah, I usually only prefer fighting. Fighting when I have the advantage, one-on-one fights, and he's got a friend, so yeah, we're gonna leave that, and he's gonna protect the point, and I'm gonna. Oh, and we've been attacked from behind. Oh no, they're from two different sides. Ow, two different sides. I quite like the warrior. It's a compared to the champion, although you can build the champion with any kind of setup. I mean, you can have a champion who's got a sword and a shield, but they're not quite as fast. Their advantage is they get a bit more health, but that's it really. I think the warrior's more than adequate to the task. I think the champion sort of struggles as a class because the warrior does your melee hacking and slashing, your skirmisher does all the sniping, and the champion class, I don't know. Maybe they'll do some updates for it and make him a bit more unique on the field. You'll be seeing him in a bit. I play the warrior for about half of this round, and I switched to the champion. You can see that guy there with a white shield. He was basically a champion, but he's got a couple of different head equipment pieces. Like he's got a hood, which normally skirmishers wear, and he's got a two-handed axe. But it's nice that you can have. I think later on, when players sort of level up a bit more, a lot more stuff, you'll have kind of a varied mix visually of warriors and champions who won't be too easy to sort of spot from a mile away. I think my only complaint with this is, as far as customization goes, is War of the Roses allowed you to have a lot more sort of variance. You could paint your armor, and you had different types of light, medium, and heavy armors and stuff. You could really go to town with how you wanted to build your character. And this one, there's only one type of armor for the warriors, there's only one type of armor for the skirmishers, and the same for champions. Again, this could change. Fat Shark went for a different kind of development with this one, and yeah, I'm willing to give it time. They've already said in the roadmap that there's two more classes coming. There's an offensive and a defensive class. I believe the offensive one is called the Berserker. I'm not sure about the defensive class. But yeah, we're going to have at least two more playable classes coming out, probably more equipment. I don't know whether they'll actually have an effect on gameplay or not. Yeah, the fighting around this foundry just gets it gets pretty bad. A lot of death going on around here. And what you've got to be careful of, there you go, there's the environmental hazard, where you can stoke the bellows and it sets fire to the floor, and I don't know why my own team run through it. I guess sometimes you can't help it. But yeah, you can pretty much stop an opposing team from capturing the objective. If things get pretty bad, you can just stand there and stoke those bellows and hope that someone else, a few other guys are going to spawn and save you. Now their last point is around that corner, but it's quite tough on this map because there's only really one way to go, which is through this, either through this narrow street or you can go across the roof and around. But they spawn pretty much on the spot, so they're not too far away from the foundry, and it's hard to push out there. You need real momentum. So here we are, halfway mark. I've pushed through, gone with the champion now. You'll see a stark difference. If you thought I was bad with the warrior, just wait until you see me with this. It's just running around with this axe. It's I'm just not very good. Some players are brilliant with them. You see how you can block with it. The white line there was showing which direction you block your weapon strikes with. This is the default champion. This hasn't got any customization. This is just the default axe with the default perks, and I couldn't even hit them. You got that extra range with the axe, and it actually feels shorter range than the sword, which it probably is. But the advantages are you deliver way more damage with that axe. When you charge it up to full and you hit someone, you're going to do a lot of damage, a lot quicker than you ever will with the sword. Yeah, the rooftop here, because there's a hole in the roof, the enemy, there you go, 105 damage, 68 damage. I think that might have been my highlight of playing the champion. So there you go, folks. The rest of it's just going to be me flailing wildly around. He stoked the bellows. He probably got some points there from that. But yeah, it's going to be me flailing around wildly, trying to block weapon attacks, and there we go. Just and hopefully, yep, yeah, someone revived me. And then I got shot in the head. Yeah, whoever controls the roof of this building kind of controls the flow of the battle, and I go up here to try and break this up. See if we can get rid of one or two of these archers and this bloke here, and yeah, he sees me coming. I get him just because he's rezzing cheap 50 XP. Yeah, that's me, folks. I'm a coward, the brave Viking coward, coming in there. You know, he's going to kill that man who's just reviving. But no, let's have another look. Let's see. Be a bit more careful about it this time. Yeah, just throw this. It's hard to, I don't know, maybe it's just me, it's hard to hit with the throwing knives and axes, but at the same time it's kind of satisfying, because you know, when you drop someone with those weapons, you do, you know, you feel like a badass. You know, you feel like you just schooled somebody with that thing. And this guy, yeah, it's like I've hit him twice now. I think he knows that he's in a bit of a tough spot, but he's got his friend there, and I'm kind of worried. But and he almost sees me. Oh yeah, that's it. And I just get him. Yeah, just chop it down, and full power swing. Good XP on that. And you've got lots of these little routes that you can take to get around this place. And this fella, he's gonna go one-on-one. We're gonna duke it out on the roof. Here we go. Ah, and he drops down. And at this rate, I'm feeling pretty exposed at this point. I think there's just gonna be some skirmisher who's gonna shoot me in the eye. So back in the fray. I try a special attack. I don't think I was too far off. And yeah, that's what it all goes to pot. I like having the shield. That's it for me. Some players are going to love the skirmisher. Some players are going to love the champion. Some players are going to love the warrior. So I am going to be interested in seeing how these other classes play out. But yeah, we're winning. We're not going to get a total conquest here, but get this guy up. Try and distract them. Whoa, yeah, distract them good. And I'm not going to get rezzed in the middle of all that, so just straight respawn that. Nope, 2 on 2. Ow! Come on, oh, 3 on 2. Right, we can do this. We can take him. No, don't hide behind that rock. I'm trying to sort of get used to blocking with the weapons, picking direction. It's easy because you can, when a player's challenging on an attack, you know which direction it's coming from. But it's surprisingly hard to suddenly try and change that direction, because you're kind of panicking because you're trying to think, well, should I take a swing, or should I block? Should I wait for him to swing and then swing, counter attack? And you know, that's where the skill comes in. Situations like this is just a melee, and I think I almost set off the bellows there, so I kind of walk away just in case. You go up here, and this place is starting to swarming. There's archers all over the place. This was the problem with this team. I think they had like 5 skirmishers on their team, and most of my team were all just straight up melee. Oh, look at that! You may have heard it. It just sounded like I just smacked his head against the door frame and just killed him instantly with that. But sadly not. That would have been a nice effect. But that's that guy down. But yeah, look how many are up there. And on 2 teams of 12. You've got 5 skirmishers. That's not good. 1, 2, push 3 skirmishers, but you need that melee complement. You need those guys in there who are gonna be the ones distracting the enemy team and swinging. Not 5 people just trying to snipe with arrows. And the skirmisher, if used well, is effective, but it's not going to win you the match. Not when it's a majority. Yeah, that's for sure. As you see, my team, I think that might be the only skirmisher on my team. Whereas, as I said, they've got about 5 of them, and yeah, they can pin us down here, and they can hit us, but they're not. At the same time, they're not pushing, and their team haven't got enough warriors or champions to try and take the point off us. So it's a stalemate. I do think maybe my team could have pushed, or we could have been a bit more aggressive, but once you've got 3 points of 5, as long as you can hold that meat hall, you're fine. But the fact that we took the foundry as well and held it for pretty much the entire game just shows that we were going to win anyway. Just checking the scores there. Slow respawn timer, here we go. And the round's about to end, 9 seconds. Yeah, so that's probably the last video I'll do of this for a while. When they do any major updates or significant changes, I'll probably make another video. Or if anything, if any particular game just sort of strikes my fancy. But again, thanks everyone for watching. I hope, if nothing else, this gameplay video has given you a bit of an idea of whether you'll like the War of the Vikings or not. I would recommend it if you've got a few friends to play with as a clan. But until next time, this is Critical Rocket signing off, and thanks again for watching.